Hello everybody, my name is Brian Norton, I'm 19 years old and I currently go to CCP, and this is my snapshot presentation. So it's really hard to only pick one influence for over the years, but in terms of education I would have to go with my cousin Frances, because she went through a lot of school and it took a lot of hard work for her to get to the point that she's at today. So today she's currently a doctor, and it took years of school and hard work, like I said, to get to the point that she's at. She had to achieve a bachelor's degree from Temple and a master's degree from Drexel in medicine. And it did lead to a career. She's 35 years old now, and she works as a doctor. And it took her from the point she was about 18 to 32 until she became a full-fledged doctor. So like I said, it was tons of work, 14 years of work to get to the point just after high school to get to the point that she's at. So I've learned from her that it really is a reality to do a profession such as a doctor or something in medicine along those lines. And she started college when I was starting pre-K, and she became a doctor when I was graduating high school. So after high school, she went through another full education basically to become a doctor. And that for the most part is what inspired me about her, just the amount of work it took to get to that point. Not everybody can do that, and not everybody is willing to go through those years of school in the first place. And I wouldn't change much about it because she did really good, and she did what was perfect for her, what she wanted. Maybe if I had to choose something, maybe a different degree path. That's about it. But the work ethic side of it, I would probably follow what she did. And to switch topics, my education over the years has thankfully been pretty good. I've had some really good teachers who have helped me learn more and pushed me to do even better, with only maybe a few that weren't my favorite. But there's way more teachers that I liked than didn't like over the years. And I've only been to 2 schools before CCP. I went to Catholic school growing up, and it never would have been possible without my dad all those years making sacrifices to send me and my brother to those schools. And it really changed a lot about me. Not necessarily changed, but just implemented, I guess, self-respect, respect for other people, and a really good work ethic that they taught in those schools, because they also teach values on top of all of the school side of it. Like I said, I would say what enabled my success is my dad sending me and my brother to a good school. And as I got older, I would say what enabled my success is I would see that my dad sends me and my brother to a nice school. And in my mind, I wasn't going to not do good and mess around in a school that my dad paid money for, or just in any school regardless. I would say my greatest challenge so far of my education, grade school and high school, was probably junior year of high school, because that was by far the hardest year, and it really took a lot of hard work and willpower just to get through that year. And my most successful would have to be graduating high school, because there was nothing more rewarding than looking back on all those years of hard work and seeing that I did good for the most part. I don't have many fears about college, but I would have to say maybe like future math classes, because it's always been my weakest and least favorite subject. And college is a lot different than high school, mostly by the amount of freedom you have for classes, both in classes and choosing them. You basically have unlimited freedom when it comes to that. As long as you complete your work and show up to class, you will be on good terms with the professor, and you'll do good. And lastly, if I could choose a few problem-solving strategies to use, these are things that I used, so it really didn't take much to think about these things, because I use them on a daily basis. I would say most importantly, when you're running out of motivation, which happens to everybody for school, maybe in the middle of the semester when it feels like everything's very slow and it's just not really feeling like rewarding for you, I would say that's when you need to let discipline take over. And the end of the semester is always in the near distance. Sometimes it feels like it's going to go on forever, but it's not. And one day you're going to be done that semester, and you're going to be talking about how fast it went. So really just try to enjoy it and do your absolute hardest. I would also say don't think of college as like a social gathering. It's always good to make friends, but if you are, make sure your academics are coming first, because that's what's most important about school. And you could very easily start to slip in school from not paying attention, just talking to people too much. And finally, I would say the last advice is to always be on good terms with your professors and reply quickly to emails, and try not to hand in work at the last second. because then they need to stress out grading it the same as you're stressing out doing the assignment. And that was my snapshot presentation. Thanks for watching, and I hope everybody has a good rest of your semester.